largest suspension bridge in the world, and we'll be crossing over it very shortly. Incredibly windy today. We're in a place called Çannakkale, or Çannakkale, or Çannakkale. I think it's Çannakkale. And it's effectively Troy from the olden days. Quite an impressive character. So this is actually the horse from the movie Troy. There's reports on the internet it's made of driftwood, but it's not. It's basically from the Brad Pitt movie of the same name, and it's been on display here since 2004. The story of Troy is obviously the Greeks were trying to plunder the city, and they couldn't get in, so they built this ship and sailed their own ships away. Sorry, they built this horse, fill it full of soldiers, and sailed their ships away. And when the locals all celebrated the fact that the gods had left them this honour outside their city gates, they all got drunk, fell asleep, and the Greek soldiers inside then went and opened the city gates of Troy and plundered it a little bit, and burnt it to the ground. So there you go. The story's on the internet that this was made out of driftwood, but it's actually from the actual movie Troy, with Brad Pitt as Achilles. People, I don't have to say it, people know what the polis is in Scotland, so there you go. These are water polis. The guy out snorkeling. What for? I'm not quite sure. I have to say, so far, I'm loving Turkey. Fantastic. I've probably said that before, but it's got a really nice feel about it. And these are places away from the tourist crowd that the British would normally go. Antalya. But yeah, it's a nice wee wave there of a local. But yeah, it's a pretty good little town so far. Good morning. Welcome to 10 minutes of touring. We are at the Museum of Troy, from the mythical legend. So we're just south in Turkey, south of Çannakkale. We're at the Troy Museum. It seems to be this building over here. Don't know too much about it at the moment, but looking forward to whisking you around. So we're at the museum. It's 330 Turkish lira for entrance to the whole museum, and which is £9.76. So let's call it a tenner each, which is quite expensive for Turkish prices, but let's see what it holds. So this is the entrance. The Troy trilogy. And basically, we're going back to a time around about 5,800, 5,900 BC. Troy was mentioned in the Iliad lots and lots of times by Homer in the book. It's a place where legend was built up. So the museum looks fairly well put together, I have to say, and yeah, so far so good. So this little interactive piece depicts a burial chamber, which was actually robbed twice during the Hellenistic period. Quite interesting is it's like they knew it had been robbed because the robbers wiped their dirty hands on the walls, and they found out that that's how they knew it had been plundered. This whole area actually dates back about 8000 BC, and to put that into perspective, I was in the Scottish Parliament, and Scotland I think was formed in 847 AD. So, slight difference of 8,847 years between the two civilizations, which is quite remarkable. So they have these little interactive QR codes. And this is Emperor Constantine, the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. And if you scan the QR code, which I'm going to put on the screen, it'll take you straight to SoundCloud, and you can listen to what they have to tell you about Constantine. This is fantastic. However, I think it would take days to listen to them all. So yeah, I'm going to listen to a couple, see what I can learn. No review would obviously be complete without a tour of the toilets. The lights are out at the sink, but you have squatty ones and potty ones. So everyone accounted for. So an interesting fact here, Dr. Schliemann, who was of German descent, basically in 1871 discovered Troy and then plundered it. And he basically stole as much as he could and got it to Athens. And he was widely regarded as bringing Troy to the Western world, but literally stole it from the Ottomans. And he was further granted more time to excavate different areas, but he wasn't very well thought of here, and really didn't do the best by the Turkish people by stealing Troy and moving all the artefacts to Athens. See, the safety pins come a long way. Not really. These are from the Bronze Age. So this is quite amazing because this is the sarcophagus of Polythena. And on one side it actually shows the sacrifice of Polythena. She seems to be getting stabbed in the neck. Everybody seems to be quite happy about it. And this was found in 1994, and it's got evidence of paint on it as well. And to be honest, it's like from the period of 490 to 500 BC. So they're still finding things in the dirt around here, which is quite amazing really. It just shows you what else is in this area underneath our feet. So yeah, we've came outside from the exhibition to Homer's Garden, and to be honest it's a little bit disappointing. We just spoke to a local who told us that it was never finished. What did you think of the museum at Troy, Donna? Oh, the museum's been brilliant. It's definitely been well worth the journey to get here. Definitely need 2 or 3 hours to go around it all. A lot of information, a lot of stuff to see. But yeah, good value for money. It was definitely worth the £9 each that we paid.
What did you think of the audio tour?
The audio tour, I'm not sure I would pay the money for it. It was a bit complicated, wasn't well labelled. We didn't know when we were meant to go on to audio. So yeah, I'd forget the audio, just read the signs next to all the bits and bobs that are there. So yeah.
So as with most of our tours, Trojan Horse is covered in scaffolding. Brilliant.